Iran has secretly signed a $589 million arms deal with Russia to acquire thousands of advanced shoulder-fired missiles, Financial Times reported. According to the agreement signed in Moscow last December, Russia will deliver 500 man-portable Verba launch units and 2,500 9M336 missiles over 3 years. The Verba is one of Russian military's most modern air defense systems, a shoulder-fired, infrared-guided missile which is capable of targeting cruise missiles, low-flying aircraft, and drones. The Verba defense system is operated by small mobile teams and allows ground forces to quickly create dispersed defenses without relying on fixed radar installations that are more vulnerable to strikes. The reports of a secret Iran-Russia arms deal coincides with United States warships and aircraft carrier deployment in the Middle East. Under the agreement, the Verba deliveries are scheduled in 3 trenches running from 2027 through 2029. According to the FT report, a smaller number of systems could have been delivered to Iran early. Tehran formally requested the systems last July, according to a contract accessed by the FT. Just days after the end of the 12-day conflict in which the US briefly joined Israel and strikes on Iran's 3 key nuclear facilities. According to the report, the new Verba deal with Russia was negotiated between Kremlin's state arms export agency, Rosoboronexport, and the Moscow representative of Iran's Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics, also known as the Modaful. Recently, Russian forces held naval drills with Iran in the Gulf of Oman and the Indian Ocean. Iranian state-run news agencies said the drill will be aimed at upgrading operational coordination as well as exchange of military experiences. On Saturday, Iranian Foreign Minister Syed Abbas Araghchi spoke to his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov amid heightened US-Iran tensions.
A high-stakes phone call, a nuclear standoff, and a warning echoing from Washington. As tensions swirl around Iran's nuclear program, the foreign ministers of Iran and Russia have spoken directly, projecting coordination just as US pressure intensifies and military risks loom in the background. In the middle of sensitive nuclear negotiations with Washington, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi held a phone call with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. According to both sides, the conversation focused on bilateral ties, regional developments, and the status of Iran-US nuclear talks. Tehran later said Araghchi reaffirmed Iran's seriousness about reaching what it called a fair and balanced agreement, one that respects Iran's rights under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. The Iranian Foreign Ministry stated that Araghchi briefed Lavrov on the latest developments in talks with the United States. He emphasized that Iran seeks an agreement that secures sanctions relief while safeguarding what Tehran calls its legitimate nuclear rights. Moscow, for its part, reiterated support for negotiations. Russia's foreign ministry stressed the importance of finding what it described as just solutions while respecting Iran's lawful interests. Lavrov has also sharpened his rhetoric in recent days. In an interview with a Saudi network, he described previous US and Israeli strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities as dangerous acts. He warned that attacks on sites under international oversight carried serious risks, including the possibility of a nuclear incident. Lavrov added that Iran has consistently declared its adherence to the NPT, a point Moscow continues to underline in international forums. The diplomatic coordination follows high-profile naval drills involving Russia and Iran, exercises that showcased joint maritime capabilities. The optics are significant: military signaling at sea and political alignment on the nuclear file. Together, these moves project unity between Moscow and Tehran at a moment when negotiations with Washington remain delicate. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump issued a renewed warning from the White House. Asked whether he had a message for Iran and its people, Trump repeated his central demand: sign a nuclear deal.
They better negotiate a fair deal.
Donald Trump issued a sharp new warning to Iran. Speaking to press at the White House, Trump was asked if he has any message for Iran and Iranian people. In response, Trump pressed for his usual sign a nuclear deal. Tehran's nuclear program is at the center of ongoing escalation, with both U.S. and Iran exchanging strong war rhetoric. Referring to last month's protests, he also accused the Iranian regime of slaughtering 32,000 people. He pointed out that the Ayatollahs stopped short of hanging protesters only due to his direct threat to bomb Iran if it proceeds with the executions. Trump further criticized Iran's human rights record and expressed sympathy for the Iranian people while speaking on the Supreme Court's ruling against his tariffs agenda.
Do you have any message to the Iranian people?
The Iranian people in Iran or people here?
People in Iran.
They better negotiate a fair deal. They better negotiate. You know, the people of Iran are a lot different than the leaders of Iran. And it's very, very sad situation. But 32,000 people were killed over a relatively short period of time. They were going to hang 800, 2 weeks ago, hang, some by crane. They lift them up with a tall crane, and they play them around the square. They were going to hang 837 people. And I gave them the word, if you hang one person, even one person, that you're going to be hit right then and there. I wasn't waiting 2 weeks and negotiating. And they gave up the hanging. They didn't hang 837. Supposedly, they didn't hang anybody. But no, I feel very badly for the people of Iran. They've lived in hell.
Trump's comments come amid a significant U.S. military buildup in the region. America's largest aircraft carrier, USS Gerald R. Ford, entered the Western Mediterranean. Part of the massive U.S. military buildup in the region, it is said to be the U.S. Navy's newest and most capable nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. A first carrier strike group led by the USS Abraham Lincoln already arrived in the region in January, accompanied by several guided missile destroyers. Meanwhile, Trump ups the rhetoric as both U.S. and Iran held second round of nuclear talks, brokered by Oman in Geneva on February 17. The Iranian Foreign Ministry said that there was mutual understanding on several issues that could be included in a future agreement. Washington stated that the consultations went well, but Tehran is not yet ready to accept a number of positions outlined by the White House. Earlier, on February 20th, Trump said he was considering a limited military strike to pressure Iran into a deal, without giving further details. According to the Wall Street Journal, the potential operation would stop short of a full-scale assault that could trigger a major Iranian military response. Citing people familiar with the matter, the report says the initial strikes could occur within days if approved by Trump. The proposed targets would include several military or government sites. But Iran is also sending dangerous signals. With diplomacy continuing and military forces moving into position, the standoff between Washington and Tehran appears far from over.